Hello there, and welcome to this edition of Wake Up and Live with the Arts. We are so happy to be back with you. We've been on hiatus for a while, and above all, the reason we're back now is because our supreme videographer, Lester Bryan, is back with us in A100 condition. So let's do a theater thing. Let's give Lester a round of applause for coming back. And we're back to doing our Wake Up and Live with the Arts, and we are so honored to be coming back to do a very special project promotion. Our dear colleague and friend, Dale Ricardo Shields, does such magnificent, that word is magnificent work in the Cleveland and Ohio and New York area, that now he is involved with a project called Project One Voice. And I'm going to let several of the cast members and Deborah Rose, the stage manager, introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about what's going on. So to my far left here, my new friend is Antoine Rogers. And you're an actor in the performance. What is your role?
I'll be playing Private First Class Peterson.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about that character. What's he like? Lovable, adorable? Have you done a character analysis?
I have.
Okay.
He is a very strong-minded person who will not stand to see his fellow brothers, which happen to be, his fellow Army men,
Sure.
taken advantage of or mistreated. In this time period, the Army was a place where a black man could feel like a man.
Okay.
And so, knowing that his fellow Army men are there to make something of themselves, make themselves feel self-worth, he has to stand up and be the powerful voice to, ensure that everyone has a fair chance to do that as well as himself.
Okay. Now, do you know when this story takes place, the Soldier's Play, and what point in history in terms of the Army and the war, etc.?
Would be World War II, and there's a lot of references in the play to making sure history doesn't repeat itself, and everyone being excited to get out there on the battlefield and take it to Germany, who happened to be led by Hitler at the time, Nazi Army. And
so compared to modern times, World War II was a piece of cake compared to Afghanistan and all those other places. Now, I'm going to introduce the other actors first. And to my extreme right, your name is Ahren Stock, I understand. And how did you get involved with this project?
Well, I heard about it from Dale Shields. He was a professor of mine at the College of Worcester. We worked together on a couple productions. I had my first acting class with Dale and had great experiences with him. And so I was very excited to come back on the stage. My profession now is that of a music teacher, and I've stayed involved with theater and playing shows and helping out with their shows at school. And I'm really excited to come back on stage.
And you're at Hawkins School,
I'm at Hawkins
where they
School.
have a pretty good drama program, music program.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
Okay. And now to my immediate right, my friend from Karamu, tell us who you are.
My name is Kyle Carthens.
Yes. Don't be afraid to project.
Yes.
Okay. And Kyle Carthens.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your background. You've been doing some acting.
Yes, I've been doing theater for about 7 years now. I graduated from the Cleveland School of the Arts in 2009.
Cool.
And I've been performing locally ever since. At the Karamu House, the Cleveland Public Theater, the Cleveland Playhouse. I just finished up my first season with the Great Lakes Theater Festival.
Oh, you've been really moving on up the professional ranks.
Yes.
Hot dog. Are you pushing for AEA?
Yes, I am.
Are you a candidate yet?
Yes, I'm doing some weeks of the EMC. I think this is on my 14th week so far. So once I get to 50, then I'll join the union.
Hot dog. Or you get cast at the Playhouse or something like that.
Yes,
then that'll take care of it.
Playhouse in the spring, so hopefully I get a call for the fall.
Okay, well that's excellent. Now, this is a lovely, lovely production where the talents of many great Clevelanders are brought to the stage in this production, The Soldier's Story, and I'll take just a minute. You'll recognize so many of the names of local performers who are in this production. Leon Bibb, Ahren Rogers, Anthony Alfonso Nickerson L., who we will be meeting shortly, Skip Chorus, Kyle Carthens, Jeremy Jenkins, oh, Jeremy, Jimmy Woody, Ahren Stock, my buddy Peter Lawson Jones, Pierre Collins, Leslie Fagan, well, I call him Rob Alexander, and Toronto Oliver. Now, Deborah Rose is the stage manager. How do you wrangle all these fine, hefty, masculine men on
Well, it's a very tough job, but I managed to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
How did you get involved with helping with stage managing for this particular production?
Well, last year I was involved with the Amen Corner,
Yes.
the production.
Oh, that's where we saw each other after a long
We did.
time of
Yeah.
not connecting. Yeah.
Yes, and actually I was involved in that production through recommendation of a couple of friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed that production so much that I
It
just
was
had to
wonderful.
be involved again. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So that was last year, and now you have been busy, as I'm sure all of our fellow actors have been, but you are also known as a vocal diva. Now, I know we're here to talk about Project One, the Soldier Story, but tell our audience just a hint of how we know each other. What are some of your talents, other than stage managing?
Well, I'm primarily a singer and
Mhm.
an actor.
Yes.
And we came into contact with one another a
You
number
and
of
Dale,
years ago.
or you and I?
You and I.
Oh, you and I, yes,
A
sir.
number
Yes.
of years ago
Mhm.
through coaching and,
Yes.
and everything. But I've been looking at other aspects of the theater, behind the scenes,
Mhm.
directing, stage managing, and that. And since there were no roles for this production for females,
Oh, be still my heart.
so
It
I still,
figures, yeah.
but I still wanted to be involved.
Yes.
I wanted to learn another part of the craft,
Mhm.
of the theater craft, and a chance to work with Dale.
Who is
again.
kind of a maestro when it comes
Yes.
to the arts world here in
Yes,
town.
very much
Yes.
so.
He's very precious and special, and I mean he brings some I can't even think of the word, the level of craft and skill and talent that he brings to this market for all of us, actors, producers, directors, and so forth.
Yes.
Yes, and he's very strange. That's our thing. Okay, so tell us a little bit about which one are you going to tell about when the production of The Soldier Story is? When are the performances?
June 17th.
June 17th. Give us more specifics.
It's Monday, June 17th. There's actually one performance only.
Yes,
7:30, June 17th, here at the Ensemble Theater.
and do you know where the Ensemble Theater is?
It is on Washington Boulevard, in
Uh-huh.
Cleveland Heights.
Yes.
2843 Washington Boulevard, Cleveland Heights, if you're looking it up.
Okay.
44118, I believe, is the
The
zip
street
code.
address? Oh.
The zip code.
Yeah, the zip code you got right. I don't know about the street address.
So it's one night only, so if you
Mhm.
don't miss it, if you've missed the one performance, you've missed the whole show. So
Okay.
come and see us. I had the good fortune of seeing the last two stage readings,
Mhm.
The Trouble in Mind and the Amen Corner,
Yeah.
and I was very impressed with those two productions.
Weren't they magnificent? Yeah.
Wonderful. So I'm very happy about being part of this production. So I hope you all will come and see a soldier's play.
And I'm going to encourage you from a practical standpoint to please, the curtain is at 7:30?
7:30.
Come early if you can, as early as 7 or quarter to 7. Those of you familiar with Cleveland Heights know that parking can be so much fun. So the earlier you come, the less far you'll have to walk to come into the theater and enjoy this marvelous production. Who knows the story of The Soldier Story, where it came from, who wrote it?
Well, it was written by Charles Fuller,
Uh-huh.
and the overall project, the overall idea of the story was to speak on the tension between blacks around the time, and
Around the World War II time?
right around
Uh-huh.
around the time that it was written in, and about how they certain feelings towards other blacks were adopted, which some would have said back then were racist.
Mhm.
behaviors and how those came to be, and speaking on some of the tensions between blacks in different ranks of life at the time.
Okay. I'm going to switch gears just a little bit with you, Deborah, as stage manager, because one of the things we like to do with the Wake Up and Live's Actors Studio is to teach, inspire, educate, entertain, the whole 9 yards. So would you give our viewing audience a sample of just what a stage manager does? Because that's a very important role in any production. You've got actors, directors, producers, and then of course you've got stage managers. So what kind of things are under your jurisdiction?
Pretty much everything. I'm sort of a liaison between the director and the actors.
Yes.
And I make sure that the actors know where they are to be and what time and what they're supposed to wear and all of the details of the production, and make sure that the stage is set, is ready. If there are light cues and sound cues, then I would call those. Since this is a staged reading, there are not as many details for the stage itself. However, I think it's important that I let your audience know that although this is a staged reading, it is very much like a full play, in that we try to make it as animated as possible.
Yes, energetic,
so that they can,
and yes, lively.
Yes, so that the audience gets the full idea of the story itself.
And I did see Amen Corner, where even though it was a staged reading, and I want to talk about that for a minute, it was so well done. The characters had their characterization. They were not just bringing the words alive, but they were the characters they were portraying.
Yes.
So this, and I've got the signal for 1 minute for the 10, yes. Okay, I see Aunt Tony sitting there. I see Dale. So this is an informal show, and you know, we make it lots of fun. So the fun part is I get to go over my 10 minutes. But staged readings, our audience, again, need to know that stage readings come in various levels of staged readings.
Yes.
Many of you, and you do need to know this if you're out auditioning for different staged reading productions. One level is very simple. Have you ever sat just at music stands and just read the words the first time out? It's almost like a workshop. You've done that before.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's other levels of staged readings where you may still be at the music stand, but you become more animated. Maybe you stand or you sit, but you have more in character, and you might do a few hand movements or body movements. And then what we do at the Actors Studio, for the most part, even though we do primarily one-act plays, that when we do a staged reading, we like to have minimal blocking, minimal props, wardrobe, and so that, like you said, the audience forgets that they're, and the term is called holding book. So if you are holding book, that means you're holding your script, but you're not really relying on it a whole lot. It's kind of like a crutch just to give you comfort. So please, on a project like Project One and Black theater in general, because Dale is a staunch advocate of Black theater in general, don't be afraid to go out for staged readings. It is great learning experience, because you learn what happens in a staged reading. What do you, especially if you're a rookie.
I think that's most important is the words. I feel like it takes away from the costumes, it takes away from the lights. It's all about being honest to the piece in front of you, and it's really paying homage to the writer, I think.
Exactly.
And having that much talent and effort put into a play that everybody can relate to and enjoy. I think it's an interesting night of theater. Instead of seeing a full theatrical production with all of the lights and the sound, you still get that same excitement of seeing a full production, but by just having the words fly off the page and letting the actors really give everything they have with just the script.
And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to add to that it brings the art back to its essence, being in a live theater. With the words, you're forced to paint those images for the imagination. Whereas when you go see a movie and film, you literally will see a building, you literally will see a Ferrari explode. And sometimes in the theater, you will literally see certain actions, you will literally see certain props. But in a stage reading, such a stage reading that Dale does, which is very active and very engaging. You have minimal movement and therefore forced to paint those pictures verbally.
With words, yes. And don't forget that performances, workshops, stage readings, the playwright, we have to do homage to the playwright as well, because we are bringing his or her words to life, and hopefully doing the words justice, because this is a learning experience for the playwright. Have you ever been involved with playwriting yourself or writing at all?
I have not.
Not so far?
No, not.
Well, the playwright needs to see what's going on with his or her work. And as you head off to AEA and regional theater and all that stuff, you will get to see how many times you workshop and rehearse, and you get rewrites and all this other stuff. And Lord, don't get cast by Neil Simon. Yes, because opening night you'll still be having script changes.
Okay, I'll make sure I remember that.
Okay, but anyway, tell me one last word, because then we're going to get ready to interview our illustrious, fearless leader, Dale Ricardo Shields, who I want to thank for. And now he's trying to make me remember Tony's name and the fact that don't forget him. I keep telling you all, we've been doing this for a few years now. Okay, all right. And of course, Anthony Alfonso Nickerson, who we know well from much theater here in California, I believe. Yeah, I think. Okay, so tell me a little bit as we get ready to wrap this segment. What are some of your personal dreams and goals and plans as it relates to the arts, theater? Where would you love to see yourself going, doing?
I would love to see myself today. Let me rephrase and say today, I would love to see myself working with great people and creating great art. When I was younger, I had aspirations of being number one, being the best, coming from an athletic background, being very competitive, to only want to be number one and only deeming that to be successful. But I've learned, as I've had different experiences, that I define my own success in different ways. And so as long as I'm working with the great people, whether it's here, whether it's in New York City, where this project has its home base out of, us being the Cleveland branch into 23 theaters around the United States, we'll be doing the same play at the same time, on the same day. To go back to Project One Voice. But yeah, as long as I'm working with good people, creating great art, around people that uplift me and inspire me to continue to follow a passion that I love a lot and be successful.
Okay, sounds good. And thank you, Antoine Rogers, first class, private first class Peterson. And quickly, Ahren, what are some of your dreams and ambitions in this profession?
Well, it's interesting, since my profession being a teacher and inspiring kids. I teach music mostly, but inspiring kids to pursue whatever art inspires them. And however far they can take that, or what kind of role that plays in their lives, and seeing those kids be successful in whatever kind of art they pursue, whether it's music, whether it's stage, dance, visual
TV,
art,
film,
whatever they pursue. And specifically on stage, for me, I'm really happy to be going back on the stage again, and I hope I can make it a more frequent occurrence.
Okay.
And get to work with great people. I'm excited. I'm kind of intimidated to work with some of the folks that I'm going to be working with, honestly. And that it is a benefit is just like the icing on the cake, that it's going to go towards something greater.
Okay, well, thank you, Captain Wilcox. Appreciate it. And it's a good thing you happen to say that, because it's very important to know that this is a benefit. You do have the sense that it's being performed around the country on Monday the 17th, but it is a benefit. And so as we complete, almost, because Deborah is not getting off that easily, tell me what your dreams and aspirations are.
Well, the first thing I would like to do is extend an invitation to Samuel L. Jackson to come see this play Monday, June 17th. If you don't have anything to do that night, please come to the Ensemble Theater and see this production, because I know that you were part of the original cast, and we will be honored to have you in the audience. Myself personally, I have our aspirations to move to Los Angeles and get into some more films. I've been doing about 4 films so far. I'm currently shooting Draft Day.
I was going to say, everybody but me is in Draft Day.
Yeah, I've been Draft Day. I shot a football movie, Underdogs, that's
Okay.
supposed to come out in the fall. So getting into some more film and theater and bringing those opportunities back to Cleveland, because I feel like we have a lot of strong talent here that the world doesn't know about. So expanding and bringing the opportunities back for the next generation is what I'm looking forward to stay working. That's
And
nice.
my game plan is to live long enough to see Cleveland become a real market and have planes stop
Exactly.
flying
Exactly.
over Cleveland. But with the film industry finally coming in, I think we're finally getting a little bit of, recognition and hope for our talent, because notice how you had to say you had to go to Los Angeles or Chicago or Florida. Why can't we all just be here and
Yeah.
get the success that that you get if you have to leave
Because
home?
we're losing a lot of good talent.
Oh, heavens to Betsy, as the old expression goes. And Miss Deborah, on a closing note, if you had some advice or insights for an aspiring actor, artist, vocalist, somebody who wants to get into the arts, what kind of insight or advice would you give to encourage folks who are interested in checking us out as in this artistic community?
I believe that the secret is to just really know your craft. Take as many classes as you can. Audition, audition, audition. The more you audition for plays, the more comfortable you will get, the more roles you will get. Study other actors and learn whatever you can from them. There is a school of thought that says that you can just walk on the stage and all of a sudden you're
What
a
school was
star.
that? Tell me, I missed
It's a school. But it is work,
Uh-huh.
It is work. You have to learn your craft. You have to
It's a career
to
if you're
practice.
going to pursue it.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. And just keep doing it. Don't give up. Those 3 words, I think, are the words that I would leave you
Don't
with.
give up.
Don't give up. It doesn't matter. Just as Antoine was saying, success is measured in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
In the Cleveland area, success is working
Yes.
steadily.
Yes.
And so for us to have the opportunity to work steadily, that's just amazing. And to do something that you love is such a blessing.
Oh, yeah.
And so don't get it. You're never too old. You're never too anything. Just do what you love to do.
Oh, you've been preaching my own coaching and classes and lessons. Okay.
I learn.
Okay. And you've done a fine job. And those of you under Ricardo Shields' tutelage are excellent representatives of the arts in the community. And now we want to get ready to meet the Mr. Ricardo Shields and his head. I'm laughing because he was pointing to make sure I said his name. Okay, Anthony Alfonso Nickerson L. are getting ready to join us to talk more about the project, One Voices, the Soldier Story, their role in it, give us additional information about how to make sure you come and enjoy this benefit Monday, June 17th, 7:30 p.m., Ensemble Theater. For ticket information, we will put up the phone number and the website and the email address, whatever we need, so that you can order your tickets. Very economical, inexpensive. We all can afford it. So please be sure to contact us for the information. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with 2 more stars from the production.